before anything else, pause, breathe. Let this moment feel intentional. Welcome back to Grace for Generations, a place where silence is not empty and waiting is not wasted. If you've been feeling like God is distant, like your prayers are echoing instead of landing, stay with me. This is not a random moment. This is a divine intersection. What if the silence you're experiencing is not absence, but preparation? What if God has not stepped away, but stepped deeper into something you cannot yet see? Right now, ask yourself this quietly. Have you ever mistaken God's stillness for His absence? Because that's where many people lose strength, not in storms, but in silence. There's something about silence that confronts you differently. When everything is loud, you react. But when everything is quiet, you begin to question. You begin to wonder. Did I miss God? Did I do something wrong? Why is nothing moving? But what if nothing moving is exactly where something deeper begins? There is a kind of work God does that does not make noise, a hidden work, a sacred construction behind closed doors. Not every miracle comes with thunder. Some come wrapped in stillness, because they are too precise to be rushed. Think about this. When a seed is planted in the ground, nothing about it looks like progress. It disappears. It goes silent. It is buried. If you judge the seed too early, you would call it dead. But the truth is, the most critical transformation is happening in that hidden place. And this is where many people give up, not because God failed, but because they misinterpreted the process. You are not being ignored. You are being developed. There are seasons where God speaks loudly, and there are seasons where He speaks through silence. And the silence is not empty. It is full of alignment, correction, protection, and preparation. Because if God answered everything instantly, you would step into things you are not yet ready to carry. And God is not just interested in giving you blessings. He is interested in sustaining you in them. So sometimes, He goes quiet, not because He left, but because He is working in ways that require your trust, not your sight. Right now, there are things shifting for you that you cannot see. There are battles being fought for you that you cannot hear. There are doors being rearranged that you cannot access yet. And the silence is where God is filtering what should not follow you into your next season. Because imagine stepping into your future with everything from your past still attached. The weight would destroy the blessing. So God removes quietly. He separates quietly. He prepares quietly. And if you are not careful, you will mistake His protection for delay. Let me say something that may settle your spirit. God does not waste silence. Every quiet season has a purpose. Every delay carries a hidden design. Every unanswered moment is shaping something within you that will make sense later. But here is the tension. Your emotions want evidence. Your mind wants clarity. Your spirit must choose trust. And that is where the real battle is happening. Not outside, but within. Because trusting God when He is speaking is easy. Trusting Him when He is silent, that's where faith becomes real. That's where faith stops being words and becomes posture. Some of you listening right now, you are tired, not physically, but spiritually. You've been holding on, believing, waiting, and nothing seems to be shifting. And you are asking, God, are you still there? Listen carefully. God is closest when He seems the quietest. Because silence does not mean distance. Sometimes silence means God is doing something too deep for noise. And what you are feeling right now, that weight, that confusion, that stretch. It has purpose, because before elevation, there is separation. Before clarity, there is quiet. Before manifestation, there is formation. And formation is not comfortable. Formation feels like pressure. Formation feels like being stretched beyond what you understand. Formation feels like nothing is working, when everything is actually aligning. You are not stuck. You are being positioned. You are not forgotten. You are being refined. And the silence is not your ending. It is your transition. Stay with me, because something is about to shift. There comes a moment when understanding must give way to surrender, where you stop trying to figure everything out and begin to rest in what God is doing, even if you cannot explain it. Because if you keep trying to interpret silence through fear, you will miss the message hidden inside it. God is not silent because he has nothing to say. He is silent because some things can only be understood through experience, not explanation. Right now, your roots are going deeper. Your discernment is becoming sharper. Your dependency is being realigned. And your spirit is being trained to trust God beyond feelings. Because feelings change, but God does not. And if your faith is built on what you feel, it will collapse when you feel nothing. But if your faith is built on who God is, silence will not shake you. It will strengthen you. So instead of asking, "Why is God silent?" begin to ask, "What is God shaping in me through this silence?" Because the answer to that question will change everything. And I feel this strongly. Some of you are in a season where God is protecting you from what you think you want. Because if it came now, it would cost you more than you're ready to pay. So he withholds, not to deny, but to refine. He delays, not to punish, but to prepare. And the silence is his mercy. Because God would rather slow you down than let you step into something that will break you. So right now, instead of resisting this season, lean into it. There is wisdom in this silence. There is direction in this quiet. There is purpose in what you feel. And even though it doesn't make sense yet, it will. Because God never wastes a process. And nothing you are going through right now is without meaning. Stay here, because in the next moment, we are going to shift from understanding into something deeper. We are going to step into prayer, not from a place of desperation, but from a place of alignment. And something is about to break. Something is about to lift. Something is about to settle in your spirit. But before we move, hold this truth. God is not absent. God is active, even in silence. And what you feel right now has purpose. Stay right here. Don't rush this moment. Because what we're about to step into is not just prayer. It's alignment. Not begging, not striving, not trying to force God to move, but coming into agreement with what he is already doing, even in the silence. So wherever you are, if you can, just quiet yourself for a second. Let every distraction settle. Let every anxious thought slow down. Because this is where the shift begins. Not outside of you, but within you. And I want you to understand something before we pray. You are not praying to convince God to act. You are praying to align your spirit with what he has already set in motion. So begin like this. Father, I come before you, not with noise, but with surrender. I don't have all the answers. I don't understand everything I'm feeling, but I choose to trust you in this moment, even in the silence. I believe you are working. Even in the delay, I believe you are positioning me. Even in what I cannot see, I believe you are still God. Right now, I release every frustration I've been holding, every question that has been weighing on my mind, every silent fear that has been growing in the background. I let it go, because I refuse to let confusion speak louder than truth. And the truth is, you have never left me. You have never abandoned me. You have never stopped working on my behalf. So today, I come out of agreement with fear. I come out of agreement with doubt. I come out of agreement with the lie that silence means absence. And I step into agreement with your presence, your faithfulness, your unseen hand moving in my life. Father, where I have been impatient, teach me to rest. Where I have been anxious, teach me to trust. Where I have been trying to control outcomes, teach me to surrender. Because I realize now, you are not delaying me. You are developing me. You are not ignoring me. You are preparing me. You are not distant. You are intentional. So I declare this over my life right now. I will not interpret God's silence as rejection. I will not interpret delay as denial. I will not interpret stillness as absence. Instead, I choose to see this season through faith, and I declare, every hidden work of God in my life, come into alignment. Every unseen battle being fought on my behalf, be completed in victory. Every delay that has been necessary, let it produce strength, wisdom, and clarity within me. Right now, I receive peace that does not depend on understanding, peace that does not depend on visible results, peace that comes from knowing God is still in control. And I speak to my mind, be still. I speak to my heart, be steady. I speak to my spirit, be anchored, because God is not finished with me. God is not done with my story. God is not silent without purpose. And even now, something is shifting, something is settling, something is aligning. Father, remove everything in me that cannot carry what you are preparing. Refine my thoughts, refine my desires, refine my expectations, so that when the doors open, I am ready, not just to receive, but to sustain. Because I understand now, it is not just about getting the blessing. It is about becoming the person who can carry it. So I thank you, even in the silence. I thank you, even without answers. I thank you, even before I see the outcome. Because my faith is not built on what I see. It is built on who you are. And you are faithful. You are present. You are working, even now. And I declare, this silence will not break me. It will build me. This waiting will not weaken me. It will strengthen me. This season will not end in confusion. It will end in clarity, testimony, and purpose. In Jesus' name, amen. Now stay here for a moment. Don't rush away. Because something just shifted in your spirit. Not everything around you may have changed yet, but something inside you has. And that is where transformation begins. Because once your spirit aligns, your perspective changes. And when your perspective changes, you stop reacting to silence, and you start responding with confidence. So now the question becomes, how will you walk from this moment forward? Will you go back to interpreting everything through fear? Or will you carry this peace into your next step? Because this is where many people lose what they just received. They pray, they feel the shift, and then they return to the same mindset that kept them stuck. But you are not going back. You are moving differently now. You are thinking differently now. You are standing differently now. Even if nothing changes immediately, your posture has changed. And that matters more than you realize. Because when your posture changes, your season begins to respond. So from this moment, choose this. When silence comes, you will not panic. When things feel slow, you will not assume the worst. When answers don't come quickly, you will not lose your confidence in God. Instead, you will remember this moment. You will remember this peace. You will remember this alignment, and you will stand in it. Because what God is doing in your life right now requires stability, not emotional highs and lows, but steady faith, not reaction, but trust. And you have stepped into that now. But stay with me, because we are not done yet. In the next moment, we are going to go deeper. We are going to move into something that seals this. Not just a feeling, but a conviction. Not just a moment, but a transformation that continues. And I want to leave you with this before we step forward. If God trusted you with this silent season, what does that say about who you are becoming? Think about that. Because silence is not given to those who are weak. It is given to those who are being prepared for something greater. So don't run from this season. Rise through it. Because what is ahead of you will require everything this season is building in you. Stay here. Stay here. Don't let your attention drift. Because this is where it seals. Not just what you felt, not just what you understood, but what you become after this moment. There is a difference between hearing something that moves you and allowing it to transform you. And right now, you are standing in that space between emotion and decision. Because the truth is, you can feel peace in a moment and still go back to patterns that break you. You can feel strong right now and still wake up tomorrow and question everything again, unless something deeper settles, unless something becomes anchored. So this is where we go deeper, not louder, but deeper. Because God is not just calling you to feel better. He's calling you to become stronger. And strength is not built in noise. It is built in consistency, in quiet decisions, in what you choose when nothing is happening. So hear this clearly. This silent season is not just about what God is doing around you. It is about what God is building within you. Because what is coming next in your life will require a version of you that is not easily shaken, not easily discouraged, not easily distracted. A version of you that can stand even when there is no immediate evidence. And that version of you is being formed right now. You may not see it, but you are not the same person you were before this season started. Something in you has changed. You think deeper. You question differently. You are becoming more aware, more discerning, more intentional. Even your sensitivity to God is shifting. Because silence sharpens your ability to hear what is not obvious. And that is a gift, not a punishment. Because when everything becomes loud again, when doors begin to open, when opportunities start to appear, you will not move the same way you used to. You will not rush. You will not chase everything. You will not accept what looks good, but is not aligned. Because this season has trained you. This silence has matured you. This waiting has stabilized you. And this is where many people miss it. They rush out of the silent season the moment something opens. But you will move with discernment, because not every open door is from God, and not every delay is from the enemy. You have learned that now. So when things begin to shift, you will not be driven by urgency. You will be led by clarity, and that changes everything. Because clarity protects you. Clarity positions you. Clarity keeps you aligned with what God has actually prepared for you. not just what is available. So from this moment forward, carry this understanding. Silence was not your setback. It was your training ground. Delay was not your denial. It was your preparation. Confusion was not your identity. It was the pressure before clarity. And now, you are stepping out of that. Not because everything is instantly different, but because you are. And when you change, your life begins to respond to that change. So even if tomorrow looks the same, you will not approach it the same way. You will not wake up with the same heaviness. You will not carry the same uncertainty, because something is anchored inside you. And that anchor is what will carry you through what comes next. So when the silence tries to return, because it will, in different forms, you will not fear it. You will recognize it. You will understand this is where God does his deepest work. And instead of resisting it, you will lean into it. Because now you know, silence is not emptiness. It is construction. It is alignment. It is preparation for something that cannot be built in noise. And listen, what is coming into your life will require everything you have just been through. The patience, the restraint, the trust, the discernment. None of it was wasted. Every moment mattered. Every delay carried weight. Every quiet day was building something that will soon make sense. And when it does, you will look back at this season and you will understand why God didn't rush it. Because if he had, you would not be ready. But now, you are becoming ready. Not perfect, but prepared. Not finished, but aligned. Not without questions, but no longer controlled by them. And that is strength, real strength. The kind that does not depend on circumstances. The kind that does not collapse under pressure. The kind that stands, even when everything around it is uncertain. So take this with you. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are in process. And process always feels slower than purpose. But it is what makes purpose sustainable. So don't rush what God is building. Don't abandon what God is shaping. Don't doubt what God is preparing. Just because you cannot see it yet. Because what you feel right now, this quiet strength, this settled peace, this clarity that doesn't need noise, this is the evidence. God is working. God is present. God is intentional. And your life is moving forward, even in silence. So walk from here differently. Speak differently. Think differently. Believe differently. Not because everything has changed, but because you have. And here is the promise I want you to carry. What God begins in silence, he reveals in power. So when the time comes, and it will, you will not just step into something new. You will step into something prepared, something aligned, something that matches who you have become, not who you used to be. And when that moment arrives, you will understand. This season had purpose. So I leave you with this question. When God breaks the silence in your life, will you be ready for what follows? Stay anchored. Stay steady. Stay expectant. Because this is not the end of your story. This is the moment everything begins to make sense.